NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school basketball, where the Anna Rockets will take on the UC Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Gold Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Superior Aluminum, and NK Telco. We're here live at the Claire C. DeVoe Gymnasium. My name's Brandon Koopman, and alongside me, Tanya Hammond, and a Shelby County League showdown here just right before Christmas. And Tanya, the Anna Rockets come into this game sitting at just over the 500 mark at a 3-2 record. They're right still in the thick of the race in the Shelby County Athletic League at 2-1. A mixture of experience returning here for veteran coach Nate Barlow.
Thanks, Brandon. Tonight's matchup with the Rockets and the Raiders should be an interesting one. You know, this has given the Rockets enough time to get their feet wet after the football season and get some games underneath their belt to take on this experienced Raiders team.
And take a look at this team. They return some guys from Trey Heitkamp that have been around here. Madden, a couple guys that have been around for a couple of years. Just trying to keep their head above water. They got a tough weekend against the Raiders tonight. They got Marion Local on Saturday.
That sounds like a brutal weekend, Brandon. But I think the Rockets, with their physicality, should be able to at least be a contestant in both games.
When you take a look on the flip side of the home team of the Raiders, they have really lived up to the billing here in the early part, 5-0, and ever since that game where they had a 9-point win over Jackson Center, every game they played has been at least a 28-point victory, and this Raiders team is just really dominating.
The Raiders haven't played since last Saturday night in the Claire C versus Minster, which started out as a back and forth kind of game, and it was very physical, and ended up all of a sudden the game's out of range, and it's a 30-point victory for the Raiders. So they really stepped up and played well in that contest, and we don't expect anything different tonight from them.
Should be a good one. We'll kick it down to you for the public address announcing. We'll have the national anthem and the starting lineups here next on NK Telco Sports.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times, are most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, that edition of the national anthem done by new band director Lydia Stricker, and it's alumni band night here at Russia. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here tonight. Number 0, 6'2" junior for Anna, Evan Myers. Number 2, 5'10" junior Evan Faraz. Number 4, a 6'1" senior Mason Carey. 6'2" senior Trey Heitkamp. Rounding out the lineup, number 14, a 6'4" sophomore Brady Lenny. Rockets are coached by the longest tenured coach in the Shelby County Athletic League in his 13th season, Nate Barhorst of the Anna Rockets. Rockets sitting at 3-2 on the season. Their losses to Indian Lake and Jackson Center. Also, Nate Barhorst assisted by Belton, John Elking, Jared Terry Hickman, and Josh Blackburn. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Russia Raiders. Number 11, a 6'5" senior Felix Francis. 12, a 6'2" senior Hayden Quinter. 2, a 6'1" junior Vincent Bludgeon. 6'4" junior number 23, Benjamin York. Number 24, a 6'4" junior Braylon Kadani. The Raiders head coach in his second season, his second stint as head of the Raiders is Spencer Kadani, assisted by Brad Francis, Devin Lindbergh, Cody Anthony, and Nick Leffel. Raiders sitting at 5-0 on the season. And let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First, taking a look for the Anna Rockets.
Thanks, Brandon. tonight the keys to the game for the Rockets are to be able to handle the Raiders' pressure. You see it on the 1-3-1 trap that they do a lot, or 1-2-2 trap that you see a half-court trap happening when they're either throwing Braden Monin or Felix Francis up at the top, which can be pretty deadly. And they need to sprint back and stop the Raiders in transition play. The Raiders can sprint back and score pretty quickly, and they need to box out and make sure they're rebounding on both ends.
All right, we get going here tonight on NK Telco, and Raiders win the tip here to start this game. Braden Monin not in the starting lineup here as the Raiders try to start quickly, and they do. Braylon Cordonier with the bucket to score, and the Raiders immediately ramp up a little pressure on the Rockets. Rockets with that basketball. They rotate around the left side. Go to Carey, over to Trey Heitkamp. And good enough, Feroze got away with a walk there. Driving on the inside, shot blocked by Vince Borchers. Cordonier down the left side, and the Raiders run that break so perfectly. Hayden Quinter with the layup. Immediately, Myers brings the basketball up. Coach Barhorst talked about going after this Raider pressure. Said it's going to be really hard to get around. Nice offensive board there by Anna. Shot just goes out. Felix Francis clears the boards. Benjamin York to the left side, over to Vince Borchers. He turns around on the inside. Shot no good. And Carey clears the boards. Raiders running trap here. They get the ball on the inside. Ball kicked out wide open three. It caroms out. And a nice way to stick with the basketball. Trey Heitkamp puts it in. Coach Spencer Cordonier not happy that they got a wide open look there, Tanya.
No, that's not the typical pressure that you see. You know, you're getting early in this game and you're feeling each other out, so it's not typical, but I see that get corrected pretty quick.
Cordonier on the inside trying to bully his way to the basket. Shot no good. Rebound cleared there by Myers. To that right side, ball on the floor. Sit out, shot no good. Rebound cleared by Francis. Borchers looking to push the break. Borchers trying to split the lane. That's going to be a player control foul where Feroze takes the charge. And immediately Braden Monin off the bench, who's not in the starting lineup, was sick yesterday. Come in for Vince Borchers. 5:56 to go in the first quarter. Raiders lead the Rockets 4-2 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Raiders get a steal. Benjamin York in the corner. Back out to Braylon Cordonier. Left side to Benjamin York. York trying to drive on the inside. York spins around. 10-footer short.
Other than this transition right now, the Raiders are just depending on an outside shot. The Rockets are keeping them contained, and out of that middle, you know, the Raiders definitely have the height advantage, so that's one thing they're going to have to work on, is using that to their advantage.
They get a steal. Hayden Quinter trying to split the defense. He's got a 3-on-1 break, gives it up to his classmate Felix Francis, and Coach Nate Barhorst not happy with his team as a precision strip timeout is taken. That precision strip are going to be our timeout sponsor all year here on NK Telco Sports. Our additional sponsors here are Courage Works, Schultex LLC, Cy Schluterman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Munster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCon, Barts Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, First National Bank, Piece of the Game, Field Pizza. Our timeout sponsors, Precision Strip. Our player of the game, which Tanya now picked at the conclusion of the game, is NK Telco. Our mid and post game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. And our Rushi Live View sponsor, the Superior Aluminum. And Coach Nate Barhorst not happy with his team. Coach Barhorst now is the longest tenured coach in the Shelby County Athletic League now, 13 years as the head of his alma mater in Anna.
That's amazing, because that's not a normal stat you hear in the Shelby County League at a 13-year. You normally hear a lot of coaches staying 10, 15 years. Unfortunately, the Raiders had to change. That's the second time this year I've seen that called. Kind of a block and interference on an off-the-ball player to shield.
Kind of divert his direction to the basket.
Yeah.
Jackson Bergen coming in for the Raiders. Raiders get a turnover out of that, but they turn it right back over. Raiders getting the pressure they want, just not maybe executing in the way they'd like to in the early going. There's a kick there, and Felix Francis might have kicked that up to the press box up here that we have here. Both these coaches, respective alumni of their alma mater. The night shot good there from Evan Myers. He drains it. Raiders quickly up ahead, gets that ball swatted and taken away there by Mason Carey. Rockets quickly work in transition. Rockets trying to work on the inside for Rosa. Gonna work it, Anna will back it out. And they're gonna try to slow things down against this Raider pressure. In the corner, Myers trying to get Anna the lead, and he switches it right in front of the Raiders student section. Anna takes a 7-6 lead on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
They're all taking time out.
Yeah, and Anna's responded. And Coach Walter's one of the better coaches in the area. Felix Francis works to the basket and is swatted. Anna with the basketball. Anna working in transition, and the layup is good. Trey Heitkamp lays it in, and Anna on a 7-0 run. The Raiders a bit rattled now as Anna getting transition buckets. Groji loses the basketball out to Braden Monin. Monin trying to drive on that inside to the basket. Through the contact, scores. Braden Monin with the bucket through the contact and cuts the deficit to 1.
Braden played that really well there, not backing away from the defender, at least staying straight up or going into him.
In the corner, Myers trying to kick it out. It's out to the corner, and Anna is firing on all cylinders offensively. Mason Carey from the corner drains the 3. Quinter with the basketball, spins on the lane, and he's fouled going up by Myers. Myers can't believe it. And Hayden Quinter will go to the line for 2. Our officials here tonight are Jason Arthur, Andrew Douglas, and Rick Henry. The guys giving us the calls here tonight. Quinter at the line, cannot connect. Substitutions on each side. In for Anna, number 34, Alex Chappie, number 22, Zach Osborne, and Raiders Vince Borchers and Benjamin York. Raiders trail 12-8. Hayden Quinter trying to convert on the second free throw here, and he cannot. Raiders come away empty. And they get a tip, they get a steal. Back in transition are the Raiders. Borchers kicks it out to York. He's going to fire a 3. Got it. Left wing, Benjamin York connects in transition. And it's 12-11 now, Rockets ahead. Raiders trying to trap now. They get the cross-court pass taken away over to York, and York lays it in. And the Raiders get the lead back just like that, 13-12. 2:40 to go here in this high-scoring first quarter. Rockets going to be patient against the pressure. They try to dissect it in the lane, partially blocked from behind. Nice job by Carey to get his own rebound. Foul on the floor against the Raiders. It's going to be on Hayden Quinter. His first, team's third. Felix Francis going to come in for Jackson Groji and Evan Myers. And number 20, Derek Madden will check back in for Anna.
Right now, the Raiders got to do a better job on the boards because they're giving the Rockets second chance opportunities, way too many. Flex cut.
That's a traditional Anna offense. They like to run that flex cut a lot.
Didn't their girls run it last night?
Yes, they did. They always call it Florida. It's always their Florida call, Florida flex.
Keep the FL the same and change the rest. But, I mean, you're using a screen to get open. You're using somebody else's body. It makes a lot of sense.
Francis trying to get it to Branford on here on the inside. They just lose the basketball. Borchers gets it.
Awful lot of hands.
Gets through it. Benjamin York to the basket. Shot short, but they're going to call a late foul there That might have been a little bit of a give back right there.
Maybe.
But the way the Raiders play, you're going to beg for a lot of contact. They drive hard to the basket. There's a lot of hands. They play active on defense.
Sure.
Benjamin York to the lines started tonight. And he connects on the first free throw. He's got 6. Braden Monin and Jackson Grogin come back in. Like you said, we had Rouge against Fairlawn a couple weeks ago. Usually Rouge's first quarter is their toughest quarter because they're trying to set that pace. They're trying to set that tone. Then you see it kind of gradually increase in the second quarter, and then it really hits you in the third quarter.
And then they peak, and then the experience and the physicality, the athleticism picks up, and you can not only see how athletic they are, but good basketball players that they are as well.
Benjamin York now with 7 points. So shade under half the Raider offense so far. 15-12. Rouge ahead on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. They scored the last 7 after Anna briefly took the lead. They throw it away. Felix Francis up ahead to Braden Monin. And that's when the Raiders are at their best, scoring in transition and not settling from the outside.
And the reason that it makes them I think the biggest thing about it is that they just give you fits and they make you do things you don't want to do. And then they score easy because you get frustrated.
And there's a frustration foul from Benjamin York. That's his second. Braylon Cardonier immediately off the bench. We've seen kind of the Raiders shave down to a 7-man rotation. Maybe see Zeb Schultz as that 8th guy. He's been getting a little more time on JV.
Absolutely. And with the 6-quarter rule per game that you can play per night, that gives them that opportunity. And, if the Raiders aren't in foul trouble, then unfortunately Zeb Schultz, he's not as tall as some of these other kids. Doesn't get the minutes that he needs to get better to replace a Felix Francis and a Hayden Quinter and Braden Monin next year. They're going to need minutes out of him. So that just gives him the opportunity. We see a lot of schools, especially in girls basketball, because of lack of numbers, will play 2 or 3 quarters JV and play full 3 quarters in varsity. And even start the JV and start the varsity. It's crazy how it happens sometimes.
Try to get Jackson Grogin open for a 3. It's no good. Rebound goes down over to Anna and Mason Carey. Ball kicked out in the corner. Trying to go through, shot off the glass, just too much. Felix Francis clears the boards.
The Raiders got to do a better job on defense with the dribble penetration. They're not stomping their man on defense, what's then making that middle guy collapse, that outside guy collapse, and then they kick it out.
Shot no good. Rebound's going to carry him down to Anna. Carey goes to that left side transition, 3 short. Raiders out ahead of the pack. Hayden Quinter one-on-one, tries to split the defense off balance. Shot goes down to Anna. And a foul on Felix Francis. That's going to put Anna at the line. That's the thing. You're so used to getting turnovers. Just something like that where you got to fix errors. You don't get the rebound. Sometimes you just got to get back. And that's a frustration foul from Felix Francis. That'll be his first. Mason Carey at the line. And he cannot connect on first. Stan Evans here in the house tonight, Shelby County League Commissioner. Braden Monin checks in. Fairlawn facing Fort Laramie tonight, I believe. Maybe Fairlawn and, no, not Fairlawn and Bachman, maybe Houston and Bachman tonight. The other game in the Shelby County Athletic League. Empty in the line. There's Anna, but the Rockets will retain possession as Alex Shappy checks back in the ballgame for Anna. 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Raiders lead 17-12 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Vince Borcher's back in for the Raiders. Their team's in their 6th game of the season. Raiders pressuring these Rockets. Trying to go to the basket. Shappy on the inside, loses his footing. I think that's why there wasn't a foul call there. Braylon Cardonier up ahead, and he'll get a foul call on the other end. It's been a physical game here in the early going. Raiders trying to extend the lead here and miss. First free throw on a 9-0 run right now. Checking back in for Anna's Trey Heitkamp. And there are 5 returning letter winners for Coach Nate Barhurst. Cardani was empty from the line. Anna with a chance to saw into the lead here. Myers trying to get a 3 off at the horn. It's going to fall well short. And look through 1 quarter of play. Lucy Raiders lead the Anna Rockets 17-12 on the First National Bank Pink Force scoreboard. We'll come back after a word from our sponsors here on MK Telco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
A little bit of a back and forth first quarter. Anna briefly took the lead, Tanya, but Russia ending on a 9-0 run. They lead 17-12 after 1 quarter of play here.
We just started talking about, is this going to be a game of runs like we talk about in volleyball all the time? And you tend to see that out of the Raiders. They'll make a good run like this and put teams away. You know, a 5-point win isn't putting anybody away, or a 5-point spread right now isn't putting anybody away, but you know, they can extend that lead on some transition. We talk about them running teams out of their game and getting leads, and it just can get out of hand pretty quick.
Anna will settle for a 3 here to start the quarter. It's no good, and the Anna cold streak continues. Raiders trying to push it up ahead. Borchers loses the basketball, and might got away with a carry even. Felix Francis with the ball on the inside. Trying to go down low. Shot off the glass and good. Felix Francis gets the basket there. And the Raiders with a game-high 7-point lead. Carey trying to go. Might have got away with an extra step. Pressured and double-teamed on the inside. Camp with the basketball. Highcamp rotates it over to Feroze. Trying to get that flex cut working around the block. Anna's going through an offensive drought, but they're still within 7 of the Raiders. Give it up to Feroze. On that right side to Evan Myers. Long possession for Anna, and there's going to get a foul on Felix Francis. That'll be his second. As I said, the Raiders have fluctuated from a 7 to 8 man rotation, and they got 2 fouls with Felix Francis and 2 fouls for Benjamin York. So this forces the Raiders to go a little smaller now. They're going to risk bringing Benjamin York back with those 2 fouls.
And this would be a team that you could put your smaller lineup and maybe not miss a beat, but just because the Rockets aren't as big as some teams that they tend to see. You know, the Rockets are running all these up screens, which your quicker players and your bigs aren't as, you know, sometimes you don't need beat. You need quickness, and you need people to be able to get through a screen. And right now the Raiders aren't doing a very good job of it. They've got to be able to either hedge off that screen, they've got to be able to put their body on somebody and battle their way through that screen. We call it riding through the screen. Yeah.
Vince Borchers on the inside. Kicks it out. Hayden Quinter wide open for a 3, and it's no good. Anna trying to push up ahead, and Hayden Quinter going to get called for the foul. And that's 2 on Quinter now, as Hitter's going to have to kind of eventually look to maybe see what Coach Brad Francis really does most of the subbing. But it'll be interesting to kind of see their look. They go to dig in that 8th man, as now Quinter, Francis, and York all have 2 fouls. (19-12) here with 6:05 to go in the first half on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Feroze tries to cut on the inside. Braylon Cardanier swats it away down to Myers.
Myers had his back turned to the basket and didn't know he was wide open.
And there's a basket there by Grady Lenning.
So, Brandon, what if the Raiders pull out right now and let's play some Bremy ball? We're in some foul trouble.
I don't think they'll do that.
I don't think they'll do it either, but say you get another 7, 8, 6, say you go up 7, 8 points, what about another minute and a half to go?
Yeah, it could be.
Just to get yourself by, especially when you have two, what do we have, two out there? Just one out there with 2 fouls.
And there's a block and
he
a
just picks up
foul.
his third. No.
That's
That was
Braden Mon.
My bad.
That's
He
Braden.
picked up his second.
Braden
So now there's
Mon.
3 with 2 fouls.
I think what Anna's done good is they had a period where they had a lot of turnovers there in the early going, but one thing they've done better now is they're not letting the Raiders get the runouts that they're used to. When the Raiders can get out and run, they can get that outlet pass and go. It's like that 3-on-2, 2-on-1 fast break you might practice sometimes. That's when the Raiders are at their best, and Anna's limiting that really well right now as Zach Osborne comes in and Felix Francis. They're just going to kind of rotate their guys with 2 fouls in them.
Well, the Rockets are doing a good job rebounding, so they're cutting the transition down of the Raiders, and if they don't have that run real quick, then they slow down and take direction from Coach Cronje and then go from there.
Anna with the last 4 points, and Anna forces a turnover. Raiders really struggling in the half-court offense here in the early going. Credit the Rockets with some great defense. And they get it to Osborne, and Osborne scores. And Coach Spencer Cronje wants a timeout. We'll take a look. 4:58 to go in the first half. The Raiders lead the Anna Rockets 19-18 on First National Bank for the first scoreboard. Back here on NK Telco Sports, 5 minutes to go, 4:58 to be exact until at halftime, and Anna on a little bit of a run, 6-0 run. They trail Russia by 1, and Rockets playing really well, Tanya.
Yeah, they're going to the boards. They're not giving up. They've limited their turnovers this probably halfway through this first quarter into the second quarter. They're doing a great job right now of slowing the Raiders down.
Raiders in some foul trouble. Hayden Quinter, Felix Francis, and Benjamin York all with 2 fouls, and Raiders have not been able to trap and get the runouts that they're accustomed to with that foul trouble.
You know, early on the Raiders saw those transition points, and we really haven't seen that since the early part of this game.
Myers will be patient here. As they force the Raiders to play more of a half-court ball game. And Anna's been successful on a 6-0 run, trying to make it an 8-0 run. Shot no good. Osborne with the rebound puts it in. Zach Osborne with 4 points. Anna takes the lead 20-19. And the Raiders with a trailing by 1 now. Braylon Cronje to the basket to get 2 free throws. And the Rockets playing really well. Then here with the Raiders, who by a lot of people's standards are the favorite in the Shelby County Athletic League this year and have a 3-0 mark in the league. And Cronje hits the first. We're tied at 20. Benjamin York subs in for Jackson Grogine. The Raiders now with their original, well, actually almost their original starting lineup. They have 2 guys with 2 fouls on the floor. In for Anna is also Alex Shappy. Cronje gives the Raiders the lead back.
If the Raiders can continue their dribble penetration like Cronje did there and at least pick up a foul and hit 2 free throws, you know, that can make a big difference and get the Rockets in some foul trouble. But that's one part of their game they're really good at, of dribble penetration and then either dump off or have the open look to the basket.
Raiders going to gamble here a little bit on defense with the trap and 3 guys on the floor with 2 fouls. Coach Cronje trying to get something started here this second quarter. The Raiders holding on to that 1-point lead, and there's going to be a blocking foul on Braden Monin. That'll be his second. So the Raiders just add another person to that list. Oh, no, they're going to call player control.
That would have been, yes.
Ooh, they did call player.
Yeah,
I thought
they called
initially
player
they
control.
called. I thought initially they.
Well, I had to question you.
Called.
I saw the Raider players on the bench stand up clapping. I said,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to look a little closer. So fortunate for the Raiders that they did call that.
Tell you what, that spot on the block always seems to be a place that they have conversation. They had an issue of that during the JV game, which was won by the Raiders. The Rockets won the freshman game. And there's a foul on the floor. And that'll be their third.
You know, when the temperature outside isn't freezing and they've had the heat on in this building, it gets a little warm in here, and that can happen. I've seen a lot of people go from sweatshirts to t-shirts, including volleyball coach Watkins. Give him a shout out.
Cardon, you're on the inside. Shot no good and a foul. And that's on Braylon Cardon, his first. And that'll be the last foul the Raiders will give. So 3:25 to go here in the half.
I will say, in a game this year that I can remember, I have not seen 2 consecutive quarters go to 5+.
Yeah.
Especially in the first half.
Yeah.
The second half, you know, the teams are trying to get back in the game and will intentionally foul.
Yeah.
But I have not seen that in the first half, for sure.
Raiders lead by 1, 3:07 to go here in the first half. Raiders get a steal. Benjamin York throws up hard against the glass. Braden Monin tries to go up, and Hayden Quinner, the beneficiary there, lays it in. The Raiders have a lead. Hayden Quinner trying to get to that 1,000-point mark, trying to be the 8th player in Russia history to achieve that milestone.
That's a huge accomplishment, you know, and when you have the ability, you know, he's played almost 4 years, or this is his 4th year. They have those opportunities.
And especially helps with the extended runs they had last year in the
Absolutely,
state semifinals.
without a doubt.
Shappy trying to go up, and Shappy scores.
You know, the Lady Raiders point leader in Cassie Francis, you know, went to the extended tournament late all 4 years that she played, and which she was a fantastic player. But when you're playing 20, you know, now 28 games, and at that point they were only playing 20 regular season, and then they're going 6, you know, 4, 5, 6 deep.
And Coach Nate Barhorst not happy about that call. Talking right here, it was either going to be a jump ball or a travel. .159 to go in the first half. The Raiders hold a 1-point edge. Vince Borcher's going to get brought back in. Borchers will bring it up. Raiders holding on, clinging on that 1-point lead, trying to avoid that foul trouble and just get to the halftime break. The Rockets have played really well and played with these Raiders the first half. And always well coached under Coach Nate Barhorst. 3-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound. Benjamin York, he pirouettes to the sideline. York from the corner, shot no good. Rebound, Hayden Quinner puts his head down and goes up and scores.
The Raiders are just being satisfied with outside shooting right now. They've really got to find a way, you know, to get in the paint and hit some buckets there. That's where they're most effective. Transition and in the paint.
Anna trailing by 3, 25-22. Brandon Coden and Tanya Hammonds giving you the action here on MK Telco Sports. Rockets trying to split the defense. It's a carry. Not going to go there against Mason Carey. And Zeb Schultz will come back and try to bring him in.
Two foulers coming out right now.
I was going to say, try to just weather the storm here if you're Coach Spencer Cardon. Maybe try to run a little longer offensive set here.
Yep, they're all out. Oh, without a doubt.
Braden Monin does have 2. Well, no, he has 1. I take that back. I thought he might have had 2.
Well, when we thought he had picked up that blocking foul, then
Yeah.
yes, that would have been his second.
Grogin in the corner. Grogin goes out to Braden Monin, and here's that patient offense that we kind of expected here on this possession. Just trying to get to the halftime break. Borchers loses it on the sideline. It'll be Anna basketball.
I think that's the right call.
Yeah, I thought he lost it too. Well, you're still going to amp up the pressure here. Get that trap on the sideline. They get it over to Mason Carey. Anna with a chance to tie with a three-pointer here. Try to get the ball to Ferozi. Back over to Carey. There's come with the double team here. Schultze. He's over on that back side. Rockets kick it out. Myers on the inside with a basket scores. Vince Borchers trying to get something up for the half at the volleyball line. Falls well short, and Coach Nate Barhorst is fired up for his team. Go to the halftime break. Raiders lead the Rockets 25-24 on the First National Bank First scoreboard. We'll step aside, come back with our first half recap and the second half of action next on MK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Halftime here at the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium. The Russia Raiders holding a 25-24 edge over the Anna Rockets. Very tightly contested first half. Let's take a look at our first half numbers powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. And with those, Tommy Daniels.
Thanks, Brandon. For some team stats, I have for the Raiders 8 rebounds and just 1 turnover. That could be off a little bit, I'm sure. But for the Rockets, I show them with 12 rebounds, which shows why they're staying in this game. But I do show them with 7 turnovers. So if the Raiders can stay out of foul trouble and pick up their pressure like a typical Russia team does, you know, they should be able to take a run and take a hold of this game.
Yeah, and take a look at the scoring here for Anna. They were Evan Myers at 9, Trey Heitkamp with 4, Mason Carey with 3, Courtney Zach Osborne, 2 apiece for Brady Wenning and Alex Chaplin for the Raiders. They were faced by Hayden Cornell with 8. They got 7 from Benjamin York. They got 4 apiece from Braden Monin and Braylon Cordonier, and they got 2 from Felix Francis after the first quarter. It was 17-12 Russia and 25-24 Russia ahead of Anna here. And Raiders were marred by foul trouble that first half. You know, 2 fouls for Quinter, 2 fouls for Benjamin York, and also Felix Francis. So Raiders hoping that foul trouble can kind of subside here and they can get back to the game they usually play. But credit a great first half from Anna as well. We talked about how well prepared always Coach Nate Barhorst is.
Absolutely. The Rockets contained the Raiders' pressure. They didn't let them, you know, early on they had several turnovers, and then towards the end of that half, they controlled the ball a little bit better. And a nice pass by Braden Monin to Benjamin York for 2.
Benjamin York now game high, or the Raider team high with 9, tied with Evan Myers, who had 9 in the first half, who played really well. Like you said, you always play Anna, you're going to play a well-coached team, and like you just mentioned a second ago. And there's a walk, and exactly, you talked about it during the halftime break. Raiders are throwing too much on the outside. They get a good look on the block, a high percentage look. now they get a turnover, and now they're hoping to get back into a groove.
Absolutely. Their higher percentage shot absolutely is in the paint, so they've got to look for that a little bit more. And their bigs got to get more physical and move. With the fouls, maybe that slowed Felix Francis down a little bit, or Braylon Cardonier. He wasn't in any foul trouble. Now he's got two. But they just didn't look to get down, post up, and make a move.
And Evan Myers takes the foul call. Evan Myers had a really good game tonight.
One thing you do see here is, last time down they did see a mismatch where Braylon Cardonier was guarding Myers, bringing the ball up the floor. Him and Braden Mon are now switching, but, Braylon Cardonier now is guarding a 5'10" player. So that shows the versatility of some of these players, that they can go guard a forward, they can guard a big, they can guard a small. And it just makes them so much better that way.
Braden Mono with the transition layup, a block on the end there. You saw Braylon Cardonier stop. He's got 2 fouls, gets a little timid there, trying not to blow over to the Indiana player.
Great idea, because we've seen that trend tonight. If you're going plowing into, the referees get control of this game early and maintain those things.
And the officials have been calling it, and Myers did a nice job of selling it.
Absolutely.
And when you're the underdog in that situation, you try to get a call to go your way, and it's a good job by Anna. And it kind of forces the Raiders to stop a little bit and think, and Felix Francis traveled.
When the Raiders gained possession that last time, if you can hear Coach Cardonier, let's go, let's go. He talks about tempo, and that's in the transitions where they get a lot of their points. And he's stressing it, not letting them assume that's what they want to do. He's giving out the instruction that we need to get going.
6:11 to go here in the third quarter. A 29-24 Raider lead on that First National Bank first scoreboard. Rockets driving the lane. They kick it out to Myers. Myers driving on the inside to the basket. Shot no good. Cardonier clears the boards, and the Raiders are off and running. Francis takes it baseline. Francis up through the contact. We're going to say no. Oh, and that's a hook foul. Call that on Felix Francis. No, they're going to call it on Aiden Quinter. Say that. They're going to say Quinter. It's the second time they called that tonight. They called it earlier on Felix Francis. That's the third foul. And Coach Spencer Cardonier not too happy with that call. Ball thrown up, and the Raiders going to try to get it right back. Braden Mono with the basketball. There's a charge call on Braden Mono, a third foul. And Anna taking another charge call. Anna playing really aggressive on the defensive end, and substitution a timeout by Coach Nate Barhorst. And all timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. And we'd like to remind you that NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of this game on NK Telco Cable or NKT.TV app on Channel 156, December 26th at 6 p.m. and on Channel 157 at the same time, December 26th at 6 p.m. and on Channel 3 HD on Channel 503 on January 5th at 4 p.m. and also January 6th at 4 p.m. You can also watch more games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. So, Raiders, you think they're going to get off and running. A couple things don't go their way. And Braden Monin picks up his second foul. Hayden Quinter picks up his third foul. And just as soon as you think the Raiders are getting a little momentum, it just crumbles. And it took 2 charge calls right there.
Charge calls and clear-out calls are tonight's team.
Anna taking full advantage, hanging around in this game. And the Rockets doing a real nice job again, just hanging around and not going away. Raiders have had to lead as high as 7. The Rockets have not let that grow any further. They're still going to apply some pressure here. Myers to the basket. rotation here. Myers with a lane to the basket, and there's going to be a push-off, a clear-out call there. And the Raiders catch a break there. That foul got to go against Trey Heitkamp, as that's been the trend.
That was just a run. I mean, he literally just kind of like what Braden Monin did on the other end, just ran him over. Yeah. Going through it and ran him over. But if you saw in that possession, Vince Borchers right through a screen, which was very well, was a great job. That's exactly what they got to do to get through with their defense and make sure they're containing them.
Raiders hold a 5-point edge. Rockets haven't scored yet in the second half. Raiders go on the inside. Nice bounce pass, but Raiders cannot convert. This has been a physical game here tonight. Maybe not a low-scoring pressure cooker game that we're used to in the Shelby County Athletic League, but
you're right.
Physical game here tonight.
Both coaches are kind of old school. They both grew up in that, let's pound the ball inside and just being physical. We haven't seen the ball pounding inside very much, but just the physicality of it is what both of these coaches preach a lot.
Brady running with the basket, and Braylon Cardano gets that back immediately, and here comes the Anna Rockets. Raiders get a steal. They get off and running. Benjamin York ahead of the pack will lay it in. Benjamin York quietly piecing together a nice night. Yeah, he got an injury.
He was injured about 2 trips down the floor again and did something to his shoulder. I saw the referee say something to him and play continued. But it was a lot of transition, and he wasn't in any jeopardy of being hurt, so they did not stop play.
Raiders to a game-high 7-point lead, 11 points now for Benjamin York. Just going to apply that full-court pressure. Rockets will clear it out here, 2-on-2 in the backcourt. Carey will bring it up against York. There's that left side, goes to Myers. Myers gives it up to Carey. Carey goes to that right side. Goes to the baseline. Ferrose going up and scores. Look at Ferrose with his first basket. It's a 5-point lead here for the Raiders. Borchers on the inside. Borchers hesitates. 10-footer rattles out. Braylon Cardano with the hustle rebound. Jackson Roaching going to fire for a 3. No good. Rebound goes down to Osborne. .336 to go here in the third quarter. 33-28, Lucia ahead of Anna. Raiders trying to double on the inside. They get locked up. And the arrow favors Anna to stay with them as Braden Monin will sub in for Jackson Roaching. Stack formation from the Rockets on the left side of the key. They inbound the basketball. They get it in the corner to Mason Carey. It's a little bit of a fake. Goes out to Osborne. Back to Carey on that right side. Carey gets right around. Benjamin York is going to pull up from 18 foot. It's no good. Monin clears the boards. It's up on the right side to Cardano. He'll slow it down. Kicks it to Benjamin York. York in the short corner to Vince Borchers. Trying to attack on the inside, and Braylon Cardano gets a nice
pass by Vince Borchers.
And that's what you were talking about. Attack the ball, cut on the inside. And that's another bucket for Braylon Cardano.
I'm glad nobody could see me at this point because I'm like pointing to somebody to cut to that middle because it was wide open.
35-28 now, and a turnover for the Rockets with 2:37 to go. The Raiders hold on to a 7-point lead. Substitution coming back into the lineup is Trey Heitkamp, 2-time letter winner, one of 3 seniors on this roster. Heitkamp, Mason Carey, and Derek Madden, the 3 seniors on this roster. Raiders are not led by more than the 7-point margin that they're at now. Raiders boosted, almost get an over and back call with the skin of their teeth. Cardano. That basketball. tried to kick it to the corner to Borchers. Cairns down to York. York to Cardano. York through some hands, offensive rebound, Monin, and he hits the reverse layup, and the lead is back out to 9. Braden Monin now has 8 points. And call out. What did you see there, Tommy?
I didn't see anything. I was watching the ball, I think. Actually, I think I was marking something down. I didn't see it.
I tell you what, the officials have been consistent tonight. If you give them
They
anything,
have. They have.
They kind of.
I haven't disagreed with a lot, really.
Yeah.
I think they've called a pretty good game.
Just like one thing, if you're going to call it, be consistent. They have been tonight. York is going to be called for a travel. He's going to either that or maybe they're going to call a double dribble as Zeb Schultze will come into the lineup. Alex Shapley will return. So the Rockets part of that backfield, that football team that made the regional finals this year for Anna. 47 to go in the third quarter. 37-28 Russia. Covering Tanya Hammonds here, giving you the action here. Shelby County Athletic League play Anna trying to keep pace with Russia and Botkins and Jackson Center up near the top. Anna kicks it on the left side over to Carey. 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Carey trying to go to the left side, kicks it out. Shappy, he's going to shot fake, try to go on the inside, and deep three is canned. There by Mason Carey from the left wing. And the Rockets back within 6, and Shappy makes a nice play, gets tangled up. And his foot was on the line, and it'll stay with the Raiders. Braden Monin will rush back to the scores table, and Schultze will come out. Take it out right on the R here. Get it into Felix Francis. Get it into Braylon Cardano, motors through the lane, and there's a block foul. And Braylon Cardano will go to the line for 2. Hey, Tanya, take a look at the box score. Kind of a couple of players up there with 8 or so points. Got 8 points from Hayden Quinn, 8 from Braden Mon, and Benjamin works in double figures, and Braylon Cardano's got 8 points. So some good balance here from Lucia.
Very typical of a Raiders team. They, dribble, penetrate, and distribute to their teammates. And we normally see a 3, 4 people in double digits, and then one night you turn on the next night, it's a different 3 or 4 people in double digits. So that's what makes this team so dangerous, but they've got to be able to pick up, they've got to be able to correct getting the ball inside. They've got to be able to keep hitting the open man, and I don't feel like they're playing at their I feel like against Minster, I don't know how you guard that, but I don't feel like the defensive pressure and the sense of urgency is at each play.
Yeah.
That you saw against Minster.
And you start that Christmas holiday parade.
Maybe they ate too many cookies today.
But Anna's played really well, and Carey hits another 3 there. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Our additional sponsors are Core Groups, Cortex LLC, Side Schmiederman, Dittman Supply, Onward Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Kirsman Automotive, Cookie Plumbing and Heating, Link Electric, Munster Bank, Moxa Supply, SecureCon, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, WCSN Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, First National Bank, it's the Game Field Pizza, Timeout sponsor, Precision Strip. Our player of the game, Ms. Tanya and I will present you at the end of the game. Is brought to you by NK Telco. Mid and post-game stats are brought to you by Grand Lake Health. Marushi Live View sponsors the Superior Aluminum. So a couple Mason Carey threes keeps Anna just hanging around. And she gets it out to about a 7, 8, 9 point lead. Anna comes back, sells it back, and gets within 5.
A couple possessions ago, Coach Cardano kind of got on one of the players for not, guarding and not putting a little pressure on him. But that last shot was about from the 10-foot line in the volleyball court. So, you don't normally put a ton of pressure on him out there. Yeah. But he's kept the Rockets in the game.
on the arc, gets the corner to Braylon Cardano. Who has not had a game in single digits in terms of wins. They're 5-0 since their opening night against Jackson Center 3 weeks ago. Haven't had a game within 28 points. Nice dish on the inside. Cousin to cousin. Francis to Borchers. Carey trying to get a shot off at the horn. It's no good. Lucy ends with an exclamation point on the third quarter. And Raiders lead 41-34 heading into the fourth quarter over the Rockets. We'll step aside. Come back with the fourth quarter of action here next on NK Typo Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, it's a 40-34 lead for the Raiders. I thought it was 39-34 before Borchers hit that bucket. It says 40-34, so 6-point Raider lead. Cardanier turns around, gives it up over to Benjamin York. Benjamin York shot no good. Rebound by Francis, and he puts it in. Felix Francis with the bucket. Raider lead up to 8.
Francis has got to find a way to play with some authority, you know, use his size to his advantage, and he did right there, which was excellent.
Raiders with an 8-point edge. The lead has been as high as 9. Anna stayed in it with shots like that, trying to get them to fall. Felix Francis makes a nice hustle play. Keeps it alive. Get it in on the inside to Hayden Quinter, who's been in foul trouble most of this game. Francis, spin move baseline, tries to kick it out to York, but turns it over. Anna trying to run the fast break here, and a nice block from behind by Vince Borchers, and Hayden Quinter hits the deck hard, and Hayden Quinter's down on the ground, and that's not a sight you want to see if you're a Russia fan, as athletic trainer Brian Downs is going to come out and take a look. We're going to step aside here, 6:54 to go in the fourth quarter. Russia ahead of Anna 42-34 on NK Telco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Well, luckily for Hayden Quinter, looks like maybe just a nosebleed.
I said, I can't believe I'm saying I'm glad to see that. But yeah, that's something they can fix. Get popped in the nose and bleeds a little bit, and you stick one of those fancy little things up your nose, and off you go.
Nice shot on the inside. That over to Brady Wenning, who's got 6 points from 6'4" sophomore. And the Rockets just hanging around. 6-point lead here, 6.5 to go. Anna still within striking distance of the Raiders. Borchers gets it up to Braden Monin. On the right side to Felix Francis, and that's going to be a foul called late on Shappy.
It looked like right there, Coach Cardanier was wanting things to get spread out a little bit, so maybe they can get some ball inside and get a lot more movement. Keep things open, and then they can get to the bucket.
And Hayden Quinter out, comes back in after the brief hiatus. No, nice play, and one! And what a connection there. They saw the double team. Cardanier tips it to Borchers. What a play. and through the contact. That's what maybe the Raiders have just needed to.
That might be the dagger.
And see,
That
but
makes you
Anna's-
go,
Ooh.
you know, they can contain carry. That very well could have been the dagger. That makes them then take that run and extend their lead to 15, 16 potentially. But the Rockets have done a great job of hanging around tonight.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Every time the Raiders have pushed that lead, that's the highest it's been right now at 9. Every time the Raiders have got on that run, Anna's found a way to cut it down to 4 on things like this, a three-pointer, and it's good, and the contact, and that foul on Benjamin York, his third. And three-pointer there for Trey Heitkamp. He'll have a chance at a 4-point play. Says, I can try to one-up you here.
Yep.
Like we said, Anna's just stuck around all night. He's found a way just to stay in the ball game. Heitkamp converts. Heitkamp's got 8.
When you get 4 at a time, it just goes quicker.
Exactly. And now it's a 5-point game with 5:51 to go. Anna's just took every time Marusha's got a wind of momentum, they're just taking it out. Raiders getting some response right there. Hayden Quinter now in double figures. 47-40. Carey on that left side, momentarily tied up. Driving on the inside, no call. And Benjamin York hits the deck hard. He blew a tire.
I think Vince Borchers kicked his shoe to him and said, here, put your shoe back on, get down the floor.
I don't know if Benjamin York, nope, it doesn't look like he's bleeding either. And 47-40 Raider lead, and checking in now for Anna, Brady Wenning, and also Jacob Ferrozzi. Quinter driving baseline down over to Vince Borchers. Kicks it out to Cordonier. Cordonier drives, little 10-footer, no good. Rebound goes down to Evan Myers. Myers one-on-one in the fast break will wisely pull it out. Raiders trapped. And there's a kick. Raiders haven't got the amount of transition points they're accustomed to.
No.
And that's credit to Anna, making Raiders play more in the half court than the full court. It's kind of an untraditional Raider team that we're used to playing that slowish kind of style in the half court. Just a change we've seen with this team, and that again is number 4, Mason Carey, who now is in double figures with 11. And the Rockets just sticking around, and the Raiders are going to throw it away. You've seen Braden Monty kind of roll his eyes like the feeling of dejection. Like, come on, we gotta get this going. And the Rockets now a chance with a bucket can cut it to a single possession lead. Myers with the basketball. 4:40 to go on the First National Bank first scoreboard. Anna trying to pull an early season upset on the Raiders. Anna cuts on the inside, going up against Borchers, shot no good. Raiders clear the boards, up over to Braden Monin. He'll slow down, 3 in transition, no good. Felix Francis and Myers get tied up. Jump ball arrow favors the Rockets. Myers got popped in the eye there. And we got a timeout by Coach Spencer Cordonier. We'll take it with them. Marusha had 47-42, 4:18 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors here on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, 47-42, the Russia Raiders leading the Anna Rockets. And one thing, Tanya, they had tonight was alumni band night here at Russia.
Yes, Miss Lydia Stricker is the band director, and you know she's fortunate to date a Russia alumni band member. So, and Greg Gubo, that's her fiance. So, you know, they just made them stronger and louder tonight than they normally are.
Credit Ms. Stricker in her first year as band director and organizing. This is something the Raiders did last year. Pretty neat. Getting some people to come out and do that.
I think my drumsticks have some dust on them. I don't know that I know how to read the music anymore.
Raiders trying to get a turnover, and they do. They try to get out and run. 2-on-1 fast break, and there's a block. Cardano was late in finding York. That'll be the 14th foul, so advantage for the Raiders is they'll shoot free throws the rest of this ball game, as we've still got 4 minutes to go.
I don't think that's something the Rockets want. No. They don't want them going to the foul line. Maybe they do. They're not. Oh, he traveled.
And he got away with it. You heard Coach Barhorst yell, he walked. But that's that Quinter hesitation. Didn't want to pick up another foul.
He made the right decision, but I thought he walked there.
49-42. Carey gets his shot blocked. Raiders out ahead of the pack. Quinter over to Francis. All three seniors touch the ball on that fast break, and Felix Francis finishes it. So, Coach Nate Barhorst wants a timeout as he feels some momentum shifting away from his Anna Rockets. We'd like to remind you that NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app. You can catch the replays of this game on Channel 156, December 26th at 6 p.m. and on Channel 157, December 26th at 6 p.m. And on Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503, January 5th at 4 p.m. and January 6th at 4 p.m. You can also watch more games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. We talked about this multiple times, Tanya, as we're coming out of the precision strip timeout. Raiders push that lead to 9. Anna will tug it right back to 5.
Right.
And it's going back out to 9. I mean, you know, you talk about the Raiders a lot and how talented they are, and they go on and on for that, and they're, you know, the favorites in the Shelby County Athletic League. Anna's played really hard with them.
They've had a great game plan by Coach Barhorst, and they've executed. You know, with the exception of some turnovers that they've had, which the Raiders force a lot of times with their pressure and their length. One thing that me and Mr. Henshin spoke about last Saturday night was the Raiders' length. We haven't seen it near as much tonight with the block shots, which that was what was a key factor in their Minster win. They just haven't had that tonight as much as normal. Was that because of the foul trouble they got in early? Could have been, but you know, you see a turnover there by the Rockets, and the Raiders got to get back to some physicality, and that's one thing that Hayden made a great pass there. That's what he should have done. But earlier he made a pass, should have shot the ball.
Yeah.
Or they sometimes tend to overpass because they don't want to be too selfish.
And that's a foul on Hayden Quinter. That'll be his fourth. The Raiders have done a better job of avoiding foul trouble. This is the highest lead they've had at 11 with 2:59 to go here in the fourth quarter. Raiders' next game is a big challenge. They play Troy Christian. To be a team that'll get out and run to him with a really good, one of the better guards we'll see in Parker Penrod.
Absolutely. You know, they're senior heavy. You know, when we played them in the district last year and played them here in the Clare C, I expect it to be a very good game. But the Raiders have got to find a way to control guard play a little better than they have tonight.
Donner going to give it off over to Benjamin York on the exchange. 3 Raiders in double figures tonight. That ball ripped away. Mason Carey in transition is going to get fouled. And he bumped it by Felix Francis. And they're going to have a discussion if it was an intentional. Are they going to call intentional? They aren't. And we had an intentional foul in the JV game. We had Felix's cousin Dominic was going up for a dunk. He had 2 dunks in the JV game earlier.
Those were awesome.
And the second one rattled the rim. we've seen a few JV dunks over the year that get sprinkled in, but not as good as maybe what Dominic did in that game. That bucket goes down for Trey Heitkamp. Rockets cut the lead to 9. Monin on the inside to the basket. He glides his way and scores. Coach Spencer Cordonier will take a precision strip timeout. We'll take it with them. Our score, Russia 55, Anna 44. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors here on NK Telco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, we're starting to take a little bit of control up to a double-figure lead here, Tanya, 55-44.
We talk about the runs and making runs in a game to propel you to that next level, and they've done that. We went to the double-digit lead, and the first off by Mason Carey.
We've seen, 6 offensive fouls called here tonight?
It's been heavy. It's been a heavy offensive call night. Are we going to start seeing some fouling to put the Raiders to the line to get the clock to stop, to give the Rockets an opportunity to try to inch back in this game? Or running some flare-type plays, as Raider fans would understand. Yeah. Rockets going to bring a little pressure of their own, and the Raiders will definitely welcome that pressure as they'll get easy layups like that all day. Aiden Quinter with another bucket as he keeps creeping close to that 1,000-point mark, and there's a steal. Benjamin York. York to the basket, lays it in, and the Raider lead up to 15, and the Raider faithful on their feet as they feel they are inching closer to that 6-0 mark. We'll step aside, 59-44, the Russia Raiders lead the Anna Rockets here on NK Telco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Out of the Precision Strip timeout, Raiders now pulling away here from the Anna Rockets. It was 41-34 coming into that fourth quarter, but the Raiders have put up 18 points this fourth quarter, and now we're getting pressured by Anna. And we said that if you're going to pressure Raiders, the Rockets have to at this point. We're going to welcome that. And now the Raiders can get the transition layups, and Cordonier Monin going to be fouled hard. There, going to the basket. Monin to the line. He'll shoot 2. Raiders have 4 players in double figures right now. Hayden Quinter, Braden Monin, Benjamin York, and Braylon Cordonier. And Felix Francis has got 8. As Monin cans the first free throw.
Conversation that Jeff Henson and I had last Saturday night, in a situational play like that where a foul is gone like that. Jeff got on the soapbox. He asked permission. I said yes. that should be an automatic, you're putting just like football, when a punter they're giving up themselves, and it is intentional. Let's just face it, it is an intentional foul. Yeah. But when they're leaving their feet like that with nobody else, and granted, again, it's a judgment call. So if he believes it's an automatic intentional foul, 2 shots in the ball.
Alex Shappy with the basket there. That's the lead at 61-46. Raiders will play next in the Holiday Tournament at Piqua, where they'll open up against Troy Christian, the rematch of the regional semifinals, which Raiders won 41-34 last year. Carey in transition gets the shot blocked, and the Raiders are liking this tempo as they're going to clear out their bench here. The Raiders going to advance to 6-0 and get their 4th straight win over the Anna Rockets. But let's take a look, Tanya, as Spencer Cardona calls a precision strip timeout to get some subs in. The Raiders, you only played 6 games, but you feel like right around the Christmas holiday, you're always at kind of that midpoint in the season. But you go to that Holiday Classic, but they'll get back in at Piqua's Gardner Gymnasium. They play Troy Christian. On the other side, Meadowdale and Piqua, so some bigger schools. But then you've got a big contest looming. Their next Shelby County Athletic League game with Botkins. And Botkins, no silence, saw them play last Friday. Yes, they did lose Carter Kleiman, who got honored at Botkins last Friday for his 1,000 points that he achieved in his career. But this Botkins team's scrappy, and they like to run too, and that's the Raiders' next Shelby County League matchup.
Yeah, I'm sure the scouting report is pretty thick that the Raiders have obtained on the Trojans, and have an opportunity to get through the next 2 games and have the New Year's holiday to come up with the game plan to travel to Botkins for that contest on January 2nd.
And Dave Helmstetter and Dave Canapti will be on the call for that game. Benjamin York with the steal tried to put it away, but Michael Greasup misses the bunny. Landon Monin tries to go up, and he'll be fouled. With the way people hit the deck hard, I was surprised even Benjamin York tried to go up for it, but he tried to put the exclamation point on this win.
Yep. The icing on the cookie.
Icing on the Christmas cookie maybe, and Landon Monin scores. Braden Monin's younger brother, as our freshman, who's really played well in the JV roster. I believe the Raiders JV is maybe undefeated or has one loss as well.
They were defeated at St. Henry by a large margin.
And that just shows you how good St. Henry's JV is.
Yes, which shocked me.
Monin will hit both free throws. So Raiders will also play, the JV will also play in that Piqua Holiday Tournament as well.
They play at 2:30.
65-46, and the score's not going to be indicative of how close this game was, but the Raiders will advance to 6-0 on the season as the Raider faithful will head into the Christmas holiday.
This was really a great game.
Yeah.
This was a really good game to watch.
And a 65-46 final here at the Florida Gymnasium. The Russia Raiders advance to 6-0 while the Anna Rockets drop to 500. And we'll take a look at our box score here. For Anna, they had 9 points from Evan Myers. They had 11 from Mason Carey, 2 from Jacob Perosi, 6 from Trey Heitkamp. Sorry, not 6. They had 10 from Trey Heitkamp. Brady Wenning with 6, Zach Osborne with 4, and Alex Shappy with 4. For Russia, they had 8 points from Felix Francis. They had 14 from Hayden Quinter. Braden Monin had 12. Vince Borchers with 5. Benjamin York at 13. Braylon Cordonier ended up with 11, and Landon Monin ended up with 4. Let's take a look at our mid and post-game stats powered by Grand Lake Health Systems, and with those, Tanya Hammonds.
Unofficially, Brandon, I had the Raiders with 18 rebounds and 6 turnovers. And for the Anna Rockets, I had them with 15 rebounds and 11 turnovers.
And taking a look at scoring by quarters, it was 17-12 after N1, at half 25-24, 41-34 after 3. And the Raiders pull ahead and win 65-46 over the Anna Rockets. Wasn't easy, man. We talked about how, bring up the interesting stat, and there's a lot of pressure on this Raider team, how the last team to go 12-0 in the Shelby County League is Jackson Center, and a lot of people talk and have the conversation, this Raider team has a chance to do it, but it shows you how tough the Shelby County League is. They're going to get the best battles night in, night out. They got a battle from Anna here tonight.
Absolutely. The Rockets came in with a great game plan and executed it to the best of their ability. It's very difficult to play in the Shelby County League. People can say all they want, the league's down a little bit, this, that, and the other, but that's not really the case. They throw the records out the book, and you know, everybody, you go and you see people, you know, especially people home for the holidays, and you're saying hello, and the records get thrown out the window, and everybody just plays hard-nosed Shelby County basketball.
You know, it's a great game here tonight. Anna drops to 3-3. They dropped that second loss in the Shelby County Athletic League, which will make a dent in their run for the Shelby County Athletic League. Russia advances to 6-0. They'll play next in the holiday tournament against Troy Christian, which will not be televised on NK Telco, but should be a very good game.
If you have the opportunity to come out to Garbary Gymnasium in Piqua next Thursday night for a 6 o'clock start, it's going to be a fabulous game, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And the Raiders, I think, are going to get that focus of they can see, you know, postseason opponent potentially, because, you know, they faced Troy Christian in the district last year. So I think that focus will be on and turned up a little bit. Hopefully the intensity will be turned up. I know there's a lot of other activities going on that evening, but if you have an opportunity, I'm sure they would love it.
And one more order of business before we leave. Let's name our NK Telco player of the game. And Tanya, who are we going with?
Tonight we're going to go with Braden Monin. He's scoring in double digits. Came off of being ill, and which didn't put him in the starting lineup tonight, but he had some key steals and transition points to propel the Raiders and take them on, and Braden Monin is our NK Telco player of the game.
Well, congrats to Raiders on the win tonight. Congrats to Braden Monin, NK Telco player of the game. And Anna drops to 3-3 on the season. Russia advances to 6-0. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight. For the final time from the Clare C. DeVoe Gymnasium, the Russia Raiders defeat the Anna Rockets 65-46. For Austin Ambergy back in the station, and Tanya Hammonds with me. My name's Brandon Coleman. Glad you could join us here on NK Telco Sports, and have a safe and Merry Christmas. And we'll catch you next time here on NK Telco Sports.